Hi guys, Ted Elsner, Sacramento Historical Fencing Academy. Another lovely day here in California. Overcast, it's the apocalypse. What more could you want? So, what do we want to talk about today? I feel like talking about something that, again, is a potentially controversial topic. And that's ranks and mastery in historical fencing. So, at the Sacramento Historical Fencing Academy, we do use a rank structure. It's roughly based on one that comes from the Meyer for Effector Guild, and it involves awarding ribbons to the students as they progress along. Kind of like belts, but not exactly. So our system is one that we've had to develop as we've grown. When we started out as a small HEMA club, right, without a lot of focus. You can go back and watch our earlier videos. They're there. You can see them from 2012 and beyond. We only had a couple of people. We were getting together. We were being a study group, and we were just working on stuff. And at that level, ranks, completely unnecessary. Frankly, counterintuitive, and that's not the right word I'm looking for, counterproductive. That's the word I'm looking for. For a study group, having ranks, look, you need somebody that's going to kind of run the group and knows a little bit more than everybody else, and then you have everybody, right? And each person should be more or less involved in the process of studying and sharing information with the group. But at a certain point, what's going to happen is that you're going to get some new people, and those new people will be significantly less knowledgeable than your existing membership. You have a choice. Do you start over and bring everybody back and work from that beginning material? Well, initially, yeah, maybe that's a pretty good idea. As you go along, though, you find yourself starting over, and never managing to progress past a certain point. And this is the point where you should maybe start thinking about ranks and maybe having additional classes, a beginner's class in addition to your main class. Because what we don't want to have happen is that we start over constantly, that we don't know, really where we're ever getting to because we're always going back to day one because we have a new person coming in. Not to mention that a lot of those people don't stay around, so we're stalling our more advanced people's progress, right, while catering to people that may not remain. So that's ultimately where our rank structure kind of grew from, was that need and that realization. So the first rank that we award to our students is upon completing their beginner's class. They're given a very simple assessment. I hesitate to call it a test. It's more a conversation that they have with an instructor where we talk about the material that they've gone over and just kind of see what they know. When they pass that, they are awarded their white ribbon, their Schuler, student rank at that point. And what we recognize for that is not that it's a competency rank or anything like that. It's that they've shown the dedication, that they're going to hang out for a little bit longer, and they're ready to learn. Okay, and so that's most of our students, our white ribbons. They're, if we want to get all poetic about it, they're unsullied. They haven't had any stains put upon them yet. Whatever. Not big on that kind of thing, but sure, if you like that kind of artistic, poetic sort of thing. Then people spend time in that rank. We expect a minimum of about a year, realistically, that someone should spend, and that's if they're coming in with a previous background in martial arts, before they're going to move on or be eligible to move on for their next rank. For some people, it will be longer than that, but generally it's not shorter than that. 1 to 3 years is kind of the expectation there. So then their next rank comes along, and that's their Effector rank, right? Their red ribbon. This rank is a competency rank. It represents that a person is competent. And what does that mean? Well, competent in this context means that I can leave them alone, and they're not going to do something incredibly stupid or overly dangerous. We award Effector ranks in various weapons and various systems, but they're all built to the more or less same standard of knowledge and ability to execute. Now, does that mean that somebody needs to be awesome in their execution? No, it's not what we're looking for at that level. At that level, we're looking for a knowledge and understanding of the material, both in the book and as presented in class. Can you answer questions? Can you show me things at about 70% accuracy that I want to see, that you're expected to know? Now, I'm saying show me, but an important feature with the way that we do our ranking is that it's not my choice as the head of the school or an instructor on whether or not somebody is going to become a red ribbon. I get a vote, and we have multiple votes. And again, it's not just the instructors, it's the other red ribbons, right? It's a peer review at that point. So somebody applying to become Effector in Longsword is basically going to go to the existing body of Effectors. We'll get as many of them together as we can. And we're going to test that person. We're going to ask them questions. We're going to fence with them. We're going to have certain expectations for them. And then we're all going to vote. And, you know, that 70% kind of rate is expected again as what's necessary to pass into that rank. I can't veto it. It's not some kind of extraordinary power that I have beyond that. Then, somebody's going to spend a couple of years typically in Effector. And during this period, not only are they expected to get better in the weapon and system that they've initially been awarded a rank in, but they're also heartily encouraged to either start working on other weapons in the system and pursue Effector in that, or they should also be looking at maybe other systems. We also offer Italian Rapier as a system that people can look into. And we're even starting to get into lightsaber because, you know, it's fun. People like to play with the glow rods, so it's something that we offer as well. That cross-training in additional material is what we're looking for, right? Expand your horizons. Once somebody has 2 red ribbons, that opens them up, potentially, for their next rank. Our Gisela Effector or our Journeyman Fencer is what that's going to be. You'll sometimes see me wearing a green ribbon. That is the rank that we award at that level, and it's the highest rank that we currently have within the school because we don't feel that we have enough people to justify anything higher than that, although we do have those ranks worked out as well. The Gisela Effector represents proficiency, that you're able to not only know the material from the book, but also analyze a situation and choose an appropriate response. And quickly, not, you know, slow and you know, monotonously, but rather in a fencing moment, be able to be presented with, you know, a particular technique, a particular situation, and choose a textbook response appropriately on the spot. This is harder things to do. The Gisela Effector also is someone that is authorized to go out to other schools and represent us. Okay, so if you have somebody from Sacramento come to your school and they have that green ribbon, they have our stamp to represent the school. If they don't, they're just there as, you know, a private individual. But somebody comes with a green ribbon, cool. They represent us and we'll back them. If they do something stupid, let us know. We'll also take care of that. Now, here's where we start to run into problems. We have some Gisela Effector. There were no existing Gisela Effector, so who voted for them? And this is the solution we have that I was alluding to just a second before, where we don't have higher ranks, of how do we generate higher ranks. For us, we get together the existing body of a rank, in this case, all of the existing red ribbons, regardless of weapon and system. And they then test the initial candidates for the next rank, okay? And if by acclamation they agree that the candidates possess a higher standard of knowledge than what is expected of, in this case, the red ribbon, those candidates are elevated to a provisional status as Gisela Effector, green ribbons. The next stage beyond that is to then make more green ribbons. So the responsibility myself, my other instructors have right now is identifying some of our existing red ribbons, test them in the near future for their green ribbon status, and once we've created an equal number of them to the 3 of us that exist, we're going to retest to the same standard that we tested them with them as the judge, right? We don't want to just unilaterally say, oh, you're really good, you're the head of the school, you get this new rank. Okay? The same thing will then happen in the future with our expertise rank, our Effector, where we'll have someone that feels they're there, they'll test to the existing Gisela Effector. If by acclamation we agree, yep, you know more than us at a standard that we feel sufficient, they'll become a provisional version of that rank, and then eventually have the responsibility of elevating us further and beyond that. So that's how we do it. Now, I mentioned masters at the start. We don't really have an intent to create a master rank per se. We do have a fencing master certification that we're working on as a teaching thing, but you know, in English, master has taken on all these connotations, all these meanings that I don't think are really appropriate. So for us, it's not really something that we intend to do in the long run. Maybe your club feels otherwise. Guys, it's okay. I know some people hate the ideas of masters in historical fencing, but the reality is at some point they're going to exist, and if you set up your system legitimately where people aren't just giving themselves titles out of the blue, then why not? We're not saying that you're ever going to be a Master des Langen Schwert in Kunst des Fechtens, you know, of the 16th century, the 15th century, the 14th century. That's not possible. We're not creating you a historic master, right? No time travel. It's not a thing. But it's not a problem if you want to do it for your club now. Just be honest about it. Don't try and claim things that you're not. It's fine. But, you know, this is kind of a rambly video about something that maybe you don't find interesting. If you did find it interesting, cool. You can hit the like button, maybe subscribe to us, maybe leave a comment. Dude, feel free to get into the comments and argue with me about, you know, should we have masters in historical fencing? I'll happily have that discussion with you. But otherwise, guys, see you next time.